YouTube, and welcome to another Doctor Who video. In this video I shall be doing my top 5 Sylvester McCoy stories. Without further ado, let's have a look at my 5th entry for the McCoy era. So number 5 is Survival. Now I've chosen Survival because it is the last classic story, even though it wasn't meant to finish the classic series. Brilliant performances by Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy. Sophie Aldred because when she takes on the mindset of a cheetah person, and it's just a brilliant scene. McCoy sort of does a bit of comedy stuff in this when he trips at one of the cheetah people with his umbrella and, you know, takes his hat off and puts it back on. You know, lifts it up, you know, to courtesy, whatever, but it's not really courtesy when you're tripping someone up. And I think one of the strongest moments for McCoy is when him and the Master are sort of battling it out, and he's like, if we fight like animals, we die like animals, which is just fantastic. The cheetah people themselves, again like with Judoon, using a sort of earth animal and making it alien, and using a black cat as well, to sort of make it sort of transport them there, I think it is. Or use it as like a watch sort of thing, a watch, sort of like a camera if you like. Using a black cat again is like a superstition, you know, they're sort of meant to be superstitious sort of creatures. Well, loads of people have superstition about black cats anyway. Yeah, that's Survival. So at number 4 we have Battlefield. Now this is the opening story for season 26, and it features a Brigadier. Hey, everybody likes a Brigadier. If you're going to watch this story, pick up the DVD and watch the movie edition, well, the special edition, because it cuts out some of the sort of bits what drag and has updated special effects. And yeah, the Destroyer, I think, is very well, the mask and design is very ahead of its time. It's sort of like a Buffy the Vampire sort of creature, even though the the Destroyer only had about 5 minutes and 5 or 10 minutes on screen, but he looks absolutely fantastic, and you wish that he could have done a bit more than just zap the Brigadier. Again, Sylvester McCoy has a fantastic moment when he runs onto the battlefield and Unit and the Knights are fighting. He goes, "Stop! There will be no battle here." You got Jean Marsh playing Morgaine, who I think was in the Crusades. For the facts. Yeah, Battlefield is a really good story. It's got some really good fight sequences, and it has Bessian. Oh, but the number plate has changed. Anyway, let's look at number 3, which is the Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Now, this story plays with Ace's fears of clowns. Most McCoy stories, if you look at it, sort of plays with Ace's character's sort of, you know, emotions, like ghost, like, you know, using his fears again of that house and what have you. And the clowns are really good in this, especially the chief clown, with the weird sort of hand gesture. Also about the clowns is that they have a little twist, but they are, spoiler, robotic, and you see them come to life in the trailer and Ace is locked in. That's really creepy when you see that just fully robotic one. This story also has some really good cliffhangers, which is really good. Sylvester McCoy shows that he can manage the Clown Doctor and the Dark Doctor together in this story, especially when he's performing in front of the Lords of Ragnarok, which are just fantastic. Yeah, so at number 2 we have Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, this is the first Sylvester McCoy story I saw. I love the Imperial design in this story. I prefer this design to the Revelation Imperial Daleks. This first story to feature the Special Weapons Dalek, which is a fantastic idea, this Dalek with a big gun. Yeah, in this story, there's not more you can say about it because everybody loves this story for different reasons. I've only just said a few. And also this story features little nods to previous series, because this this series was the 25th anniversary sort of series, so it has little nods to the 60s, like the French Revolution book, or sort of the Unearthly Child and what have you. So it has little nods back to the previous series. Okay, so at number 1 we have, you can probably guess it now, the Curse of Fenric. Now, I love the idea that they use chess in this. They use it a lot better than the Nightmare in Silver, and it's done a lot better. And this sort of really does suit Sylvester McCoy, Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. And this story I think is Sylvester McCoy's most darkest, because it really does play with Ace, and the Doctor is using her like a piece, well, a chess piece, just moving her around, you know. And again, the baby being Ace's actual mother, but she fell in love with that baby, and then the Doctor's sort of like, that was your mother, and then it sort of turned, and she's like, I shouldn't really hate the baby, but she's my mom. And really does explore the depths of Ace's character. And this story, if you're going to watch it again like Battlefield, watch the movie edition, because this has new scenes what were never broadcast on telly. And I like how all this story all interlinks at the end, and you're just like, it's like one big puzzle. This story is. It's not a confusing puzzle, but it sort of makes sense if you've been following it all the way through. The Haemovores are fantastic. They sort of like the Sea Devil rising from the sea. Especially, I love the moments when they're like walking in the churchyard. It's just really creepy with the mist, and you just see the claws over the gravestone. It's just really good, brilliant scenes. The Haemovores are fantastic, and a brilliant design with all the suckers, sort of copying the Zygons, but a humanoid Zygon version. Anyway, this has been my top 5 Sylvester McCoy video. Hope you've enjoyed this video. My next top 5 will be of the Christopher Eccleston era. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.